businesses say vaccinated only? You know, can employers say, oh, you're vaccinated, Tony, get back to work? When do you think we'll start seeing, hey, if you're vaccinated, you can go to this restaurant, there's no capacity restrictions for vaccinated people, or travel, or work?
Fox Nation host Tommy Lahren and Fox News contributor Leo Terrell join me now to react to Chris Cuomo's dystopian vision for America. All right, good evening, guys. You know, Chris Cuomo, he wants to know when restaurants and businesses will be implementing a government policy of allowing only vaccinated patrons to go into restaurants and bars. What do you think of that, Tommy?
Well, again, just like they use the mask, they're going to hold the vaccinations over people's heads, and this is what the American people have been worried about. This is what liberty-minded conservatives like myself have been worried about. It started with the mask. You have to have that forced compliance, have it over your face. You can sit down and take it off, all the arbitrary restrictions, and now it's going to be, hey, if you don't want to wear your mask, if you want to go back to work, you want to support your family, you're going to have to get something in your arm. The American people already are hesitant, I think, in large part sometimes about the idea of a vaccination, but when they have the idea of a forced vaccination or it being held over their heads to be able to return to work or live normal life, that's going way too far. That's an infringement at the highest level.
And you know what, Leo, the point that Tommy makes is a good one. You know, on the one hand, vaccination is okay, but when they say you have to take it, that's when people's backs go up. Yes?
Yes, and you know what, Judge? It's turning the government into a nanny state. People have the right to make individual choices. And let me tell you right now, there might be a lot of medical reasons, personal reasons of freedom that people would decide they don't want to take the vaccination. Why? We're in the state of Florida right now at CPAC. This state is doing quite well without every Floridian being vaccinated. It's a matter of choice. And what's making this insulting is the Democrats are trying to control the lives of every American 24/7.
And the great thing is, I mean, both you, Leo, and Tommy, I mean, it's great having a Fox presence at CPAC. But the difference between New York and Florida is just stunning. You walk out of the airport, you feel you're free. It's like free at last. But let's talk about Stacey Abrams for a minute. You know, she says that there is a disease of racism that is embedded in the veins of America. Why don't you start with that one, Leo? What do you think?
Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you right now, I am more qualified to speak on this subject than Stacey Abrams. There is no systemic discrimination in this country. There is no systemic discrimination at all. That is the Democratic talking point. Stacey Abrams is lying to America, and they use that race card, Judge, as a talking point to intimidate. We are in the most open party, thanks to Donald Trump, where it's the most diverse party of all time. I'll challenge Stacey Abrams right now. You be the judge. Let's debate. Where is the systemic racism at? What department? Who's this big boogeyman? It's a lie, and it's a big lie. And I'm sick of it.
Well, now, how does she, Tommy, how does she benefit from this?
Well, all Democrats benefit from the victimhood narrative. They have to remind people over and over again, whether it be their race, their gender, their socioeconomic class, they have to remind you that you are a victim and somebody is out to get you. That is how they maintain that control, by keeping people in their place, making people feel like they've always got a chip on their shoulder, they're always hurt, and she's benefited from that. But again, for her to say there's a disease of racism, I mean, take it for what it was. Look what she was able to do in Georgia. Look what she was able to do with that state. I have to give credit where credit is due, but if there really was this disease of racism, this systemic racism, you wouldn't have seen what you saw in Georgia or across this country. You've got a vice president that's a woman of color. You had a president for 8 years who was a man of color. At some point, this wedge issue of race has got to go away if we really are going to come together and unify. But the left doesn't want that. They want to divide us by political party. They want to divide us by race. They want to divide us by gender. And they want to divide us by ideas and then shut out half of our ideas. It works for them if they can remind people that they are a victim. That's not what we do. We talk about empowerment. We talk about liberty and freedom on this side. But that side, they don't have that, so they have to rely on that.
Well, and Leo, 10 seconds. I mean, you know, this is America. This is a country where people come for a reason, because they have a chance to compete. Yes?
Yes, and they have the greatest opportunity in this country. This is the greatest country on the planet. People of all colors strive in this country because of personal freedom, and that's why I love this country, and that's why a lot of Americans love Donald Trump.
All right, and hopefully we're not going to change it. Tommy and Leo, love having you on as always. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And here at CPAC, I tried to find out what people really think about the way things are going in America, and all new street justice is